Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
Hello friends, we have been doing paper 4 ethics, integrity and aptitude paper, as part of which in the syllabus you have one topic called the contributions from the thinkers and philosophers from India and the world, and we are trying to understand the concepts of ethics through Thirukural as part of that particular topic, because as we all know, Thirukural is one of the important treatises, and a couple of times there have been certain questions asked from Thirukural couplets directly. Not only that, it may be the Thirukurals what we are doing may be asked as questions, but otherwise we will also be able to understand basic concepts of ethics through Thirukural. So as part of that, we have been doing the cruel scepter, அல்லது தமிழ்ல என்ன சொல்லுவோம்னா கொடுங்கோன்மை அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். So அதுல what is the next important Thirukural? Let us see today. See, the next Kural is sufferings of the people under the graceless rule. If the rule, the scepter, the governance is bad, if the governance is not a good governance, right, when it is not a good governance, it will lead to the sufferings of the people. சரி, என்னென்ன சஃபரிங்ஸ் வரும் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு. துளியின்மை ஞாலத்திற்கு எற்றற்றே வேந்தன் அழியின்மை வாழும் உயிர்க்கு. இந்த அற்றே அப்படின்னா தமிழ் இலக்கியத்துல போலன்னு அர்த்தம். லைக் இட்ஸ் அ கைண்ட் ஆஃப் கம்பேரிசன். How it will be a suffering to the whole world if there was no rain. If there is no one drop of rain comes out of the clouds, what will be the sufferings of the whole world, the life organisms in the world? What will be that? The same way, அழியின்மை வாழும் உயிர்க்கு, வேந்தன் அழியின்மை வாழும் உயிர்க்கு. Now here it is called as lack of kindness, lack of compassion. If the king is not compassionate, if the king is not compassionate, next இன்னொரு கான்செப்ட் பார்ப்போம் திருக்குறளிலே. along with compassion, a related topic is benignity. We'll see benignity also. When the king is not compassionate and benign, what will be the sufferings of the people? Just imagine. It will be as equal as the sufferings of the living organisms in the world if there was no rain. As is the world without rain, so live the people whose king is without kindness. This is a very important Thirukural connected to ethics in governance, or this is a very, very important Thirukural to define what is ethical governance, the importance of ethical governance as well. It defines what is ethical governance as well as the importance of ethical governance. Check. How is it related to civil services? How is it related to civil servants, public servants? Remember, I have been always putting in, recording, documenting to you that public administration or governance involves decision making. So what is governance? Governance is nothing but decision making. At all levels in the hierarchy, you make decisions. Governance is decision making. So whenever you make decisions, the decision may be relating to, say, it could be a decision relating to policy, it could be a decision relating to a rule, it could be a decision relating to applicability of a policy, the implementation of the policy, applicability of a rule, handling the circumstances, or judiciary, a judge sitting in his judgment in respect of a case. Wherever it is decision making. Now you have to relate this particular topic or particular Kural with Article 14 of the Indian Constitution. It's very important. See, this is very closely associated to doctrine of natural justice. See, doctrine of natural justice demands justness, fairness and reasonableness. If you see the 2023 prelims question, there was a question relating to that. So it's about fairness, when the justice is more related to fairness. What is fairness? That's where Article 14 comes into the picture. As we all know, Article 14 has two aspects. One is equality before law. The other is equal protection of law. What if equal protection of law is absent and we will focus only on equality before law? What is this particular thing? The second aspect of Article 14, what value does it add to the fundamental rights? How it actually changes the face of fundamental rights? And how is it related to, right? How is it related to this particular Thirukural? You'll see. See, the point here is Article 14, the concept of equality, equal protection of law is indirectly, or it implies that whenever a public servant makes a decision, he has to look into the issues from or with a compassion, right? With a compassion, with kindness, with concern, irrespective of who is involved. Right? He has to be compassionate. Right? He has to be compassionate. He has to be impartial. Right? He has to be impartial. He has to be kind and with concern. When you look at issues with kindness and concern, you will understand equality before law has a potential to become counterproductive. Meaning, equality before law is associated with Professor Dicey's rule of law, which demands or which implies that everybody shall be treated alike in the straight eyes of the law. All are equal. Everyone is amenable to, howsoever highly placed are you, the law is above you. Though, so irrespective of your social, financial, educational, whatever be the status, you are amenable to the jurisdiction of any ordinary tribunal. Right? That's very simple logic. But remember, you cannot employ this while making policy, and more importantly, when you are applying the policy, implementing the policy and application of the rules. Clear? So when you are applying the rules or when you are implementing the policy, you have to ensure that there is equal protection of law, meaning the like shall not be treated alike. What is needed? What are the ethical values that are needed to ensure that the like are not treated alike? What is required? What is required is very simple. You got to be compassionate. You got to approach the whole issue with kindness and concern. Right? I hope you understand. When this is absent, what will happen? You may have the rule of law. That's bureaucracy. Warren Bennis is one of the important critics of Max Weberian bureaucracy. Weberian bureaucracy is inapplicable because it focuses more on equality before law. It focuses more on rule of law in the modern context. Imagine a hospital with well-trained, well-educated, talented doctors and nurses, but without any compassion. What will happen? We'll have a clean and tidy system, but will be of no use to the patients. So, this is இந்த படம் கூட பார்த்துருவீங்க, வசூல் ராஜா எம்பிபிஎஸ், ஹிந்தியில் வந்து முனாபா எம்பிபிஎஸ் வந்துச்சு. இந்த படத்தோட லாஜிக்கே தானே, ரேஷனாலிட்டி வர்சஸ் கம்பேஷனேட். Rationality versus compassion. Should the doctor be rational or compassionate? You see, being compassionate is an aspect of rationality. If you are really sitting in a decision-making position, your rational should guide you to be compassionate. That is the logic. That is why துளியின் அதனால தான் என்ன பண்றாரு, லைஃபோட இணைக்கிறாரு. When the king is not without, when the rulers are approaching the issues without any compassion, without kindness and concern, you might get the best of the administrations. From the theoretical point of view, it will be a bookish administration. It will not be an ethical governance. அதனால தான் திருப்பி சொல்றோம். இப்போ கரண்ட் கான்டெக்ஸ்ட்ல என்ன சொல்றோம்னா, பப்ளிக் அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷன்லயே என்ன சொல்றோம், ஒரு பீரியட்ல என்ன நினைச்சிருந்தாங்கன்னா குட் கவர்னன்ஸ் இஸ் எத்திக்கல் கவர்னன்ஸ் நினைச்சிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. இப்ப சொல்றாங்க இல்ல, good governance per se will not be ethical governance, and good governance has to be upgraded to ethical governance by employing the ethics. அதனால தான் இந்த குறள் எல்லாம் படிக்கிறோம். புரியுதா? குட் கவர்னன்ஸ்ங்கிறது இந்த எத்திக்கல் கான்வர்டேஷன் இல்லைன்னா probably good governance will become theoretical, will just become something that is like this. துளியின்மை ஞாலத்திற்கு ஏற்றற்றே வேந்தன் அழியின்மை வாழும் உயிர்க்கு. Alright. சரி, நெக்ஸ்ட் திருக்குறள் என்ன சொல்றாருன்னு பார்ப்போம்.